Tigers, my dad, he's gone. And this whole thing feels so hard to conversate about and so hard to make a video about because there's so many different things that I felt I could do with him, you know, that I wanted to do into the future, but I just didn't have the time to do it. That's a bittersweet feeling. That's a sad feeling. But the reason why I'm talking about it now is because there's no more of an important time to talk about something this serious, this meaningful, right? Than when the impact is at its highest. I could be the man that's like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna record this after it's all said and done. And then it would just be, there won't be any weight, right? But the thing is, I don't want this to just become another sad story about, you know, me losing something or, you know, just a funeral, right? For someone that, you know, used to watch my videos, actually. But I want this video to be more. I want this video to be your sign that there is more time. And we just can't keep wasting the time we have now. And when this did happen, I expected, you know, the grief of it all to feel like an exploding bomb. Like, I hear that my father is dead, I explode into sadness and crying and tears, right? But it wasn't like that. It wasn't quite like that at all. You know, when it comes down to my father, the history behind the guy is very complicated, you know, and when I heard that he was going, like that he died, it was one of those things where I sat there and I felt like I heard the call and I was shocked. I was like, what? And there was this moment of numbness, of nothing, where I was like, and then I hit a little bit of sadness. Not an explosion of sadness at all, just like a boom. Oh man, this is real. This is real. And it surprised me that I was even sad at all in certain aspects, because my father was a man that when I was younger, it was a deep connection, right? I remember walking into the living room as one of my first memories, by the way, and he was there, and I remember him picking me up and saying something along the lines of, you know, I love you, son. Something almost like a movie-esque kind of, you know, response. You know, it's a movie set, right? Loving dad. And I saw this man slowly decay, right? And I had to deal with the grief of losing him then. So I thought I already lost him. But when he died, finally he was gone, it was like I lost the chance to ever have that connection built with him again. But the weirdest thing, this thing that really confused me about it was after he was gone, it felt like it was supposed to be the end of a movie. An end of a movie where it's like, okay, this is done. We're done. We're done. But it didn't stop. Life didn't just like slow down and it's like the end of a movie, credits roll and move on. In a weird connotation of the mind, I was thinking, right? It's like a missing piece, you know? You know, that's the thing with my father. That missing piece will forever be gone. You know, I have now been thinking recently about life ever since this whole situation, and my dad's death made me realize that we don't have all the minutes in the universe to solve the puzzle that we set ourselves upon or we call from God. We do not have all the time in the world. Once we miss a piece, right? For me, in this situation, it's my dad dying, right? Once I miss that piece and spent all that time focusing on other things instead of actually reconnecting with my father, it's gone. I can't go back in time and just, you know, reorganize the state of events to talk to him more because it's gone. You know? So I look at that situation, I look at my life as a whole, and I'm thinking now, what have I been sitting here and thinking I have forever on? That doesn't mean that you have to jump off the springboard and, you know, do it all right now at this moment, but this means that this needs to start resonating. There's a difference between knowing and knowing. How much days you have left in your life, how much days, how much moments you have left to pursue what you're trying to pursue. And this is not just for death. You know, it could be one of those things where you are in this position now where you're single and you're like alone and you're like, okay, you know what? I want a wife and kids, but I also want to pursue this, right? And it could be one of these situations where you're just like, oh, I got this girl I like. I might just go settle down with them, right? You settle down with them, now you have a whole nother life that you have to live before you can even do what you were doing over here. And that thing, by chance, by happen chance, probably won't happen now. You know what I mean? And to continue on the idea that we don't have as much time as we think, I look inward. I mean, there's so many different things I want to do in my life. You know, enough about everything else I want to do in my life. Right? Me personally, I envision in the future something more than just regular, you know, YouTube content. I see something so much bigger. I see myself entertaining on a larger scale, doing things in real life and outside of life, things that's educational and helpful and also not educational and very fun to look at. You know, I just think spectacular. I think big. And I feel like that's the thing that I have to shoot for. And if I want, if I don't shoot for it, I'd feel gravely disappointed. To say it in the least words possible, I feel like I missed out on my life, who I possibly could be. I look at myself in the past. I remember me creating the TinTiger name, the TinTiger. Years ago, I was playing Terraria. You know, this game, throw it up on screen. This game where you're building blocks, it's 2D. Everybody compares it to Minecraft, but it's not Minecraft, it's something so much more, right? That game, I remember mining on the surface world and I saw, you know, this metal named tin, right? I was like, ooh, tin. You know, I wanted to be a superhero, so I added the tiger on the end of it. And it was one of those things where I turned this into a superhero, something so much bigger. Imagine the younger me not being able to truly be able to become the great thing that he had envisioned for himself. And me in the future, I could imagine me on my deathbed, sitting there looking at all the times I did have the chance to become. And if I didn't become, I could imagine how disappointed as a whole I'd be in the fact that I never became. I remember looking at all these videos where they're talking about like, oh yeah, the last thing, they want to spend more time with their family. But that being said, I mean, imagine the family I never get to have because of the fact that I was never able to do what I needed to do to build such a grandiose family, to build such a grandiose legacy. You know, I think I'm always going to have a regret. I don't think anybody in life is going to have several regrets, regardless of what we do. Right? There's no way we're going to make it out of this alive, and there's no way we're going to make it out of this without a regret. But I'd rather have my regret be something like, oh yeah, I didn't spend enough time here, than, oh my gosh, I missed out on my life. And that's where the heart of this whole situation comes from. What are we going to look back on? When time keeps marching on, what are we going to look back on when the credits are about to roll? So, now that I gave you the biggest dilemma known to man, okay, I built this up enough finally for you to really believe this is very important, because it is, okay? Now it's time to give you some answers. Now, when it comes down to this type of situation, okay, we're talking about like living your life and not wasting it. Okay, now this is a hard thing that I have been struggling with for the majority of my life because of the mere fact that I'm a professional time waster. I find myself in a situation where a lot of times I'm gosh dang wasting life. But that being said now, nobody else means to do that. Nobody in life means to waste all their time doing the menial, right? But it's all about deliberacy, okay? If that's even a word, deliberacy, throw it up there, all right? Being deliberate. So I look at myself and I'm like, yeah, what's habits? Habits I have the habit of waking up at night. I'm in bed. literally like, oh, let me go face this way. I'm in bed. I'm like, out of nowhere, the alarm goes off. I'm like, oh, what the heck? And I look over and I'm like, oh shoot, my alarm went off. I gotta wake up like now in order to get everything I need to do in the morning done and get out of bed and get going, right? So I'm like in bed, I'm like, okay, let me go grab my phone. I have my phone right here. Press the alarm, the snooze button. Wait 5 more minutes, wait 10 more minutes, wait 30 more minutes. Like, goodness gracious, how bad is it to waste so much gosh dang time in bed, right? A lot of times we don't think about the fact that we're waking up. We're just kind of like feeling the motions and we're feeling, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. You know, that's what our body's feeling. We're just like, oh, I'm so tired, I can't get out of bed. You know what I mean? So, what do we need to do to get out of bed? We need to understand the situation we're in. So that means start thinking, gosh dang it, lay in bed, be in bed, look up, kind of like, remember, you know? I like to think of your brain as like 2 different people. There's like the person that actually thinks, and then there's the person that actually does. And you're just trying to relay to the person that does that you need to get up and gosh dang go, or else you're gonna miss a lot of time, gosh dang it. Second thing, don't miss out on your family. Don't miss out on the little things, right? If that is a situation or relationship that you're just putting off because it's not the most important thing right now, and you need to understand if they died tomorrow, right? What would be the unsolved piece? Okay, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for places in your life where pieces remain unsolved throughout the course of your life. And we're looking to solve them. We're looking to solve them. You know, you don't want a single missing piece in your life. And I mean, nobody wants a single missing piece in your life, but it happens, right? But it's about trying to get out ahead. If I could have called my dad before he died and talked to him just one more time, I would have took that. I would have took that moment and called him. But we never knew, right? But if I would have got out ahead of it, then it would have been a whole different story. Now, what would change for you if you lived life like it truly mattered would be your entire life, right? Everything that you've been trying to actually get towards, right? If you found your way, your voice to be decisive, if it found your way, your ability to push forward. Now, what happens is everything starts changing, right? For me, ever since it happened, right? It's sad that it's gone, but that being said, now my life has been opening up. Doors have been opening in my life. I went to a party, a graduation party the other day, right? And it was just a grand old time where I actually enjoyed the situation I was in, right? And I did this right before recording the first part of the video because guess what? Let me tell you, you be deliberate. You spend time with people that you do truly believe you should spend time with, the people that are important to your life, but then you also are able to get more important things done. You ever look at your life and you're like, okay, you know what? I've been getting a lot of work done, or some work done, but I don't have any room for anything else, right? Or have you ever looked at your life and you were like, okay, I got no work done, but I've been having a bunch of fun. I've been spending time every day with it. You gotta start thinking, if you have been feeling either one of those ways, whether that you have a lot of work done and you never have time for anything else, or you have no work done and you have all the time for everything else, almost too much time, it's about really finding that in between. And once you find that in between, by being more decisive with how you operate about things, what ends up happening is that you get the best of both worlds. You have your cake and eat it too. And I think that gosh dang grad party's cake was pretty dang good. Okay, let me tell you. So, what does this mean for the TinTiger channel? What does this mean for TinTiger's future? What does this mean for all the things that matter to us? Because this is our thing. Come on, you and me. What this means is that the TinTiger, I'm now not going to just sit here after my father died and just waste any more time. You know, what this means is that I'm going to move forward and become the man that I've always dreamed of being, the superhero, the TinTiger that I always dreamed of being, that I always knew I could be. On the ground level, that means that I'm gonna record videos and I'm gonna upload until it's done. Start things and get the money that I need to do to start bigger things and help people on the largest and the smallest scale. That means that the TinTiger is going to become great. That means I'm gonna move to Texas. That means I'm going to go across the pond it's not even across the pond because it's not like, you know, external. But that being said, that means I'm going to gosh dang go down south and live a gosh dang gun shooting life. Like that's all you can do in Texas. That means that I'm gonna be more. And I'm telling you, you can be just as great, if not more, if you start taking responsibility over your life. If you start moving forward in decisiveness, being as decisive like a tiger, prowling for the prey. Pounce when it means the most. Not when I'm panicking, oh, the prey's gonna go away. And not when, you know, I'm laying back and relaxed and just so tired, you know, I got all the time in the world. No, pounce when it's time. So what that means is Tiger, we're done. Oh my gosh, this switched scenes. That's it for this video. The TinTiger story continues. The next video is gonna be coming out extremely soon. All right, before you blink your eye 3 times, it's probably already out. Gosh dang it, what the heck? With that being said, if it's not out already, check out the last video of Texas. The TinTigerian trip to Texas, right? And you'll get to learn a whole hoopla about what it takes, what it feels like to meet a friend you haven't met in person ever since you knew him, all right? After 8 years of unbridled friendship. But that's it for this video, Tigers. I'll see you, Tigers, in the next video. It's good to see you guys again. Come on, just bring it in. I'm gonna give you a hug. I'm probably like all the way up in the top left, but I'm gonna give you a hug anyway. All right, I'll see you Tigers in the next video. TinTiger out.